So students, here in this two lines, there is a description of the mustard field, how it looks, and then now in this paragraph, we are going to have a description of insects that keeps on flying over there. So mother is saying all this. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or a butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. Now here the writer is describing that there are dragonflies who is having very shiny, now gaudy means very shiny or bright purple wings, and they are intercepting the flight of the black bee or the butterfly. And these black bee and butterflies, they are flying in search of the nectar, sweetness from the flower. The child followed them in the air with gaze. So see the mind of the child, so flickery. 1 minute back he was looking at the toys, and then he started looking at the mustard field, and now he is looking at the insects flying over there. So the child follows the air with gaze. Gaze means a vision. So he was just seeing those insects till one of them would still in its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it, but it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air. Fluttering means just the way a bird makes the movement in the wings of that is called up and down, that is fluttering. Fluttering and flapping up into the air, where he had almost caught it in his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. Now cautionary means alert. So all of a sudden mother gives him a voice, a sound. Come child, come on to the footpath. So now the child's concentration has been broken by mother's call, because as she gives an alert to the child that come child, come on to the footpath. He ran his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while, being however soon left behind, attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. So here again the author is giving us the description of how he is moving along with his parents. So he ran towards his parents and then started walking side by side towards with them on the same direction, and then soon he left behind, and again he left behind. This time why is he left behind? Attracted by the little insects and worms along the footpath. So this time what has catch hold of his attention? The insects and the worms, and that were teeming out from their hiding places. Teeming means they were just peeping out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Come child, come, his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. So the parents have now sat down to take a little rest, and where are they seated? They are seated at the edge of the well. So the in the shade of a grove. Now grove is a group of plants, a group of trees. So they have sat down under on the edge of the well, and there are trees around it. So he ran towards them, and the little boy, he runs towards them. A shower of young flower fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hand. So now again, as soon as the child comes near the parents, there is a shower of flowers. So flowers fell from the grove, and the child got distracted once again. Now he forgot his parents and he started gathering the flowers, the petals in his hand. But lo, he heard the cooing of the doves and ran towards his parents shouting, "The dove, the dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. So, see, this is the mind of a child. He gets distracted so easily. And this time, there is a cooing sound of the doves. Now, doves is a bird more or less like a pigeon, but they are white in color and they are making a sound. So, they are shouting, and the child, he catches hold of his attention on that cooing sound of the doves, and he just shouted at his parents that there is the dove, and now he has forgotten about the petals that he is holding in his hand, so they drop down from his hand. "Come, child, come," they called the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow, winding footpath, which led to the fair through the mustard fields. So, once again, the parents call upon their child, and they had gone in wild capers round the banyan tree. So, the child who has now seen a banyan tree, and he is moving in circular direction around the banyan tree. So capers is a playful skipping movement, and he is now moving around the banyan tree. So the parents call the child and gathering him up to the narrow winding path. So narrow winding path is basically a footpath which is not concrete. A proper road is not made. So there is a footpath. You can see these footpaths if you are walking through the fields. So there is a path on the ground which is used for walking from one place to another place. So no proper road is made. So that is the narrow winding footpath, and that path runs through the mustard field. So here we see that the child is now caught with the attention of that banyan tree, and the parents are calling. So he catches them up and he starts moving through the mustard fields. So